She go down.
I wanted the fame, but not the cover of Newsweek. Oh well, guess beggars can't be choosy. Wanted to receive attention from my music. Wanted to be
one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. One moment, did you capture it? Just let it slip.
Yo. His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what he wrote down. The whole crowd goes so loud, he opens his mouth, but the words won't come out. He's choking how? Everybody's choking now. The clock's run out, time's up, over, plow. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad, but he won't give up. Daddies, he know he won't have it. He knows his whole back to these ropes. It don't matter. He's dope. He knows that, but he's broke. He's so stagnant. He knows when he goes back to this mobile home. That's when it's back to the lab again, yo. This old rhapsody better go capture this moment and hope it don't be better. Lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. The soul's escaping through this hole that is gaping. This world is mine for the taking. Make me king as we move toward a new world order. A normal life is boring, but superstardom's close to postmortem. It only grows harder, homie grows hotter. He blows, it's all over. These is all on him. Coast to coast shows, he's known as the Globetrotter. Lonely roads, God only knows he's grown farther from home. He's no father. He goes home and barely knows his own daughter. But hold your nose, cause here goes the cold water. These don't want him no more. He's cold product. They moved on to the next mo who flows. He knows dove and sold nada. So the soap opera is told, it unfolds. I suppose it's old partner, but the beat goes on. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better lose yourself in the music. The moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. No more games. I'ma change what you call rage. Tear this and roof off like two dogs' cage. I was playing in the beginning, the mood all changed. I've been chewed up and spit out and booed off stage, but I kept rhyming and stepped right in the next cipher. Best believe somebody's paying the Pied Piper. All the pain inside amplified by the fact that I can't get by with my 9 to 5 and I can't provide
Welcome to Daytona International Motor Speedway, where tonight, Elite Championship Racing Leagues and Pitstop Design present the Coke Zero 85 at Daytona. Daytona, always one of my favorite tracks, especially under the lights. It's one of those races where every driver here covets a win at Daytona International Speedway. You can win at any other track, but the question is always going to remain, did you win the big one in Daytona? So tonight, we're going to have a field of drivers out to go ahead and just do that. Win at Daytona International Speedway, extra special, under the lights. Last week's winner was Stephen Massey on the road course. We were unable to bring that broadcast to you. But tonight, we have Daytona, where we're looking for at a pretty decent sized field to take on this 2.5 mile track. So let's talk about the track tonight. Okay, first off, the track is 2.48 miles, so 2.5 miles. The track temperature is 66 degrees, so it's pretty cool out there for Daytona. So expecting to see the drivers probably not take much more than 2 to 4 tires for the majority of the race there. Weather temperatures out there, it's 67 degrees. There is wind at 8 miles an hour out of the south. So what that means for the drivers basically is it's going to be blowing from turn 2 to turn 4. So probably more or less at a cross angle, 2 to 4 mile an hour. So likely the drivers will probably have a little more grip coming off of 4 than they would normally have, but grip's not usually too much of an issue here at Daytona. Currently the drivers are undergoing qualifying right now. Currently I'm showing Anthony Fitchner in first as far as qualifying, but there's still many cars still left to go. So for right now, that's what we have. So under the lights, I'm looking forward to tonight's broadcast. I hope you are too. We're going to cut to a commercial break for our sponsor, Pitstop Designs. If anybody needs any paints out there, Joey Stats will be your man. Joey Stats. That's Joey Stats, S-T-A-T-S. Joseph Stats. So we'll be right back after this commercial break. Here we are, folks, back at the Coke 085 Daytona International Speedway. We had no sound for the beginning of the race here, so let me recap what I was talking about there. I was unaware that the audio was not coming through. Thank you to the viewers out there who were giving me a heads up about there being no sound. I'm a little late getting to it, but hey, a little bit late, but that's better than that. So, Anthony Fitchner has led all 13 laps of tonight's race so far. We do have a 25 car field right now, and they've stayed pretty much nose to tail the whole way. Last week's winner was Brandon Massey. He won the road race. We were unable to bring that to you, but we're here in Daytona tonight. So right now we're going to stay live for a little while here. Thanks, Todd and Mayu and all the guys and all the gang who clued me in that there was no sound. So yeah, we did miss a handful of laps, but we're back at it. We are back at it. So lap 15 of the Coke 085. Anthony Fitchner is still in the lead. So we did move down through the field of cars earlier. We're going to start moving back once again, taking a look at all the drivers here. I got the 07 of Caudle. They are still single file here. 69, who I talked about earlier, but there was no sound. He, I believe, won last night in the Beeline Sim Series. There was a little bit of the admins needed to make a call. I don't know if they stuck with Boardney or if they ended up going to the number 43 of Jerome Gustin for the win. But either 69 or 43 did take the victory last night. That was under admin review. But moving on from Boardney, in fourth we have Mr. Adams, who's one of Todd Gillies' drivers, I believe, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, because he is in the YouTube chat, and I do thank you guys for being in YouTube chat with me. Mr. Berg, the number 8, is in fifth spot. Behind him, I do see the driver starting to get a little bit closer here, so it's starting to heat up a little bit. The 03 of Joe Tice is in sixth. As you see the 07 get pushed outside, and he's going to fall back very quickly. Got the 43 of Jerome Gustin. Behind him, you got Bruce Ackerman in that number 92 car. Very fast driver. He's won a few races already as a rookie. Behind him is Stephen Massey. Stephen Massey did take the win in Sonoma last week. And good to see him out there on the track. He's currently in 8th. Behind him, you got Mackey in the 82. Douglas Hess in the 31. It looks like we skipped a few drivers. Looks like we skipped Scotty Brown. Let's go back to him. Scotty is in 11th. He is our broadcaster for Monday nights in the trucks. And his broadcast company is Yeah Broadcasting. You can see him in the description below. Behind him, you got 74 of Michael Kinner. Jason O'Connor behind him. Then there's a little bit of a gap. Not much. You can see where John Caudle fell back, and I believe that he fell back on purpose to pick up Thomas Lattimore. These guys are all racing together. So 17 Frank Russell, number 40. 61 Josh Sheets. Behind him, you got Earl James. That Ayers car. Behind him, you got the always talkative Ronnie Norman. Josh Southey in that 24. Behind him, you have Daniel Reese and Chad Engel. And then, of course, you have the 65 of Justin Bland. And the number 1 of Joey Stats, who is, if you take a look at the way his name is spelled there, you can private message him in iRacing. And he owns Pitstop Designs, or at least does the work for Pitstop Designs. And you can get a hold of him to get some fantastic paints done. Moving up front, we did have a lead change. It looks like David Boardney took over the lead from Anthony Fitchner. As we're on the hood cam of David Boardney, you can see the cars pretty much single file behind him. Yeah, Todd saying it's great to see one of his cars in the top 5. And he has corrected me. The David Bordney did not win last night's race. Race administrators went through the replays and decided that Jerome Gustin, number 43, is going to be your winner last night. And that would put the number 69, David Bordney, in second. Still a podium finish. Nothing to sneeze at. So you see him again up in first place, and maybe tonight's going to be the night for him. We got Josh Mayo, who has the 61 of Josh Sheets running for him tonight, he says. So that's good to see. Old Mayhew there. Maybe he had a little bit too much to drink. Decided NASCAR was going to flag him, and threw Mr. Sheets up in there. But we do have a 25-car field, and I'm showing all but 2 on the lead lap. We have not had green flag pit stops yet. Not yet. But I'm going to be believing that they should be coming pretty soon. I don't know if anybody had ran a few laps in the YouTube chat. How many can they go? So we do have a top line beginning to form with the number 92. Bruce decided he was tired of running. He's tired of running in line and trying to make something happen here. So he does have somebody up top with him. He's got the number 97 with him, Stephen Massey. So they're going to be looking to make a little headway, but they're not going to be able to do it with 2 cars. They're going to need a little bit of extra assistance. So maybe you'll start to see some more cars form on that top line there, because it's going to be a little difficult to pass up there unless you're going to get a few more guys up there. Mahu says he's not drinking tonight. Very nice. Todd says number 24. Oh, 24 laps on fuel. Okay. Todd says they can go about 24 laps, and we are currently on lap 24. The broadcast might be a lap or 2 behind, because I know you guys are getting it a little bit of a delay. But we're going to go back to the front car. We should see some green flag pit stops here shortly. Nobody's peeling off now, folks. Stephen Massey is currently showing him in the 7th spot. You can see the 6 cars in front of him. But so far, clean race. We do have 2 packs. So 2 distinct packs. And I think that was by design. A few of the drivers wanted to hang back. And and stay out of the big one that may happen. That usually does happen quite early. But so far, it has not happened. So it's allowing the field to get strung out a little bit. 0 cautions here tonight. This is the Elite Championship Racing League, and we may start seeing some here shortly. So we are coming to lap 26 once we get past the stripe, which means that they are going to be running dry here shortly. But that means that they're going to have to make at least 2 stops. And I want to know why Todd Gilly isn't up here in the booth with me tonight. That's what I want to know. He's in the YouTube chat, but he's not up here in the booth. Todd Gilly, if you guys didn't know, he sometimes broadcasts with me. Fantastic driver. An owner here in the Elite Championship Racing League. He has a few cars in tonight's race. And great broadcaster. Always like him up here in the booth. He's always welcome. But for whatever reason, he may be out of town or just unable to make it tonight. But hey, I got a few guys watching tonight, and they're interacting with me in the YouTube chat, and I appreciate it. But still, nose to tail. Nobody's giving an inch here. Nose to tail. I'm focusing on this lead pack because I'm expecting to see some green flag pit stops any lap now. Let's drop on back to the second pack, which is headed up by Scott Hunsinger. Scott Hunsinger and 5 other cars. So with him is the number 40 of Frank Russell, 61 of Josh Sheets, the 65 or the 39 of Earl James, and the 65 of Justin Bland, who's actually a lap down. So without a caution right now, it's going to be tough for him to get back on the lead lap. So, but it doesn't go green too often here the whole way. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be these guys. So, our first volley of pit stops coming in. Oh, Jerome Gustin gets loose. Lots of carnage on pit road. Ouch. That is going to hurt. That is going to hurt. A lot of cars got tore up there that I could see. Wow. Jerome Gustin, last night's winner. Now, looking at doing some damage. Taking up some damage. You see 8, Barenberg, a lot of trouble on pit lane tonight. Wow. Did not expect to see that. Todd says he's working night shift right now. Hopefully, he's able to watch quite a bit of this race tonight. Man, that was a lot of trouble there on pit road. We're going to go to the 43, and we're going to back this up just a little bit because I want to see what happened to him. Let's see. I want to see what happened to him. Okay, so they're all coming down right now. They're coming down from speeds of 200 to 65. So it looks like the 43 got into the 8, and then he got spun around, and then just Scotty Brown took some damage. 74 to 92. Not good. Let's take a look at it from another view there. Taking a look at it from the hood cam of the 43, you'll see here he'll get into the 8. And then he just spins around, and then from there, just Scotty hits him, and then damage. That's gonna pretty much end the 43's. Maybe not end his night, but that's gonna end his volley for making it back-to-back wins here in Daytona. So, and you can see he's still getting damage right now. So back to live coverage here. Still green. All that happened in the pit road, so no caution was thrown. So. It's gonna really mess up a lot of things here. But for right now, we're showing David Bordney, number 69 car, is your current race leader. Behind him, you got Joseph Theis, and behind him is Douglas Hess. So they're really scattered out right now. But we are gonna stop for a commercial break. Pitstop Design, who is sponsoring the A-Cup Series, the Pitstop Design, the A-Cup Series. This is the Elite Championship Racing League, and I'm Jeffrey Ford, Ford Entertainment Group, and we'll be right back. All right, back at Daytona International Raceway, where David Bourney in the number 69 car, he continues to lead tonight's race. We're currently on lap 34 of 85. Quick rundown of the current top 5. We have David Bourdey in that number 69 car in the lead. Came in second last night. Behind him, you got the 03 of Joe Theis. Behind him, you got Douglas Hess in third. Got Mr. Caudle, John Caudle in fourth. And in fifth, a little bit further back, about 7 seconds behind that 4-pack, you got Mike Kinner to round out your top 5. But right now, looks like they're strung out a tad bit. And you see Anthony Thitcher there. He's fallen back to 9th. And then you got another pack with Scott Hunsinger there. Scott Hunsinger is in that number 22. Behind him, you got 65, Josh Seats. But a few little packs here and there. But for the most part, they are a little bit spread out. So unless we get some sort of caution to tighten them back up, there's going to be some different drivers on the podium tonight than most nights. And that's not a bad thing. Yeah, Scotty said no one slowed down in time. He was in the number 30 car. You saw him get into one of the drivers on pit roads. But yeah, Berg got turned. Trevor McManus is in the YouTube chat there. He's one of the drivers that was racing last night, and he was asking what happened to Mr. Berg. Mr. Bergy got turned in pit road by another driver. So a few different packs here. I'm still showing 16 of the drivers being on the lead lap, and then I'm showing 17th on back laps, at least a lap or more down. So looks like Jerome Gustin, he's 8 laps down. He's going to be having to get quite a bit of stuff repaired, so that's pretty unfortunate for him. So right now, so I was going to ride along here with Scotty Brown, but he's not available, unfortunately. So 69 is getting ready to go by Bergy now. And number 1 of Mr. Sheets. But since the first 10 minutes we were on mute, let me talk about a little bit more about the track again. Track information tonight in Daytona is 2.5 mile track and a little bit of banking to keep these guys going full speed the entire time. Track temperature 66 degrees tonight in Daytona. It's a cool night in Florida. Makes for a grippy track. I'm sorry, the track temperature is 66. The weather, however, is 67, a whole mile an hour more. But yeah, so winds out of the south at 8 miles an hour. Would be blowing from corner 2 to corner 4, so kind of like a cross angle there. So that will have a little bit of effect on tonight's cars. But so far, no cautions. We had a little activity in pit road, but other than that, out on the actual track, it's been fairly good. So let's work our way back through the field now, see if we can find anything brewing. You see the number 1 car there of Joey Stats. He's trying to work that outside line, but No one's going up there with him, so you'll see him falling back, of course. We all know here at Daytona, no one's going to ride alone. You see him coming up on that number 46 car. Maybe he can tag on with him and they can get something going. But that 46 is Ed Adams, and I am showing him a lap down. Jason O'Connor in 6th. Jordan Mackey in 7th. So yeah, still riding along single file. Pretty much. A few separate packs, but not many. So we may actually go green tonight. We are coming to the halfway point here in a few more laps. Right now, why don't we do this? Looks like Scotty's getting some repairs done, something of that nature. So maybe we'll go ahead and bring him down. Let me see if I can find some communication with Scotty there. We'll see if we can get a talk with him. Again, he's the number 30 car. And he also broadcasts on Monday night. So we're going to pull Scotty in, and we're going to talk to him a little bit. Scotty, Jeffrey Ford with Ford Entertainment Group. How you doing tonight, bud?
Well, not so good anymore, man. How about you?
Well, I saw, looked like some guys came in hot in the pit lane, and of course, dropping from 200 miles an hour down to 60 in that shorter span. Sometimes someone gets loose, and looks like Jerome got a little loose and tapped Berge, and then spun around, and looked like there was nowhere for you to go.
No, yeah, that's what happened. Just coming in too hot. People not given enough edge going in the pit road. Considering it's 60 miles an hour down pit road, just not enough time to check up. Yeah, I think I hit Jerome at the end of that, and I ended up getting spun myself just because there was no room, and it just happens. Right now I'm 7 laps down, going on 8 laps down. Sucks. I was sitting 11th, doing good in the draft, and then stuff happens. But I'm still out here. Engine hasn't blown yet. I had about 5.5 minutes worth of optional damage. So just out here trying to get points now, sitting 23rd, hopefully make a couple positions. But right now, it's looking green. So I'm not sure what else to expect here tonight.
Yeah, it's looking green. Looks like there's like 2 separate packs right now, but it looks like there's not going to be enough in either one of the packs for there to be a big one. So it looks like it's probably going to go green. So those cars that got trapped lap down at the beginning who couldn't grid, looks like they may not get their lap back. How's the chatter been on the track tonight?
Well, I'm not in the main Discord channel. I'm just down in the team channel. But on track itself, inside iRacing, really not that bad at all. We have been calling out a few checkups for the low line when we were in that big pack. Other than that, these guys stay in single file. These cars don't have very good suck up. So it's just a matter of, and these guys are passing me now.
Yeah, as you can see now on camera, Scotty's driving and talking at the same time. That's a matter of...
I'm about 10 miles off regular speed. That's how much damage I took from that. So, but yeah, for the most part, these guys stay in single file except this front pack here. There's really no room to go. I mean, the suck-up is just not really that great. So basically, it's played out to the end. Hopefully, the last 20 laps, you see a lot of position changes.
Yeah, it just appears like everyone's a little bit hesitant to try that top line. I guess it's just not working tonight.
Well, it's that, and
you need a few more drivers to do it with you as well.
Right. No, I think just the draft as well. The draft isn't good. The side draft is great, but that bumper to bumper draft, you're either in their bumper or you're back a couple tenths of a second, and it's just very hard to pick it back up. Right.
And last night, a couple guys in the YouTube chat there, we were talking about Bordney and the 43 of Jerome Gustin. It looks like the administrators took a second look at the replay, and the win was awarded to Jerome Gustin. I'm just wanting to get clarification on that. Is that right?
That is correct. Jerome did win last night's B-line race.
Okay.
There was a little speculation of that, but we ruled between the admins that Jerome did get the win. Sometimes it's just racing incidents. It just happens, you know. Sometimes stuff that can't be avoided.
Right. All right, Scotty. Well, appreciate your time up here, and
Yeah, of course.
I'll go ahead and let you get back to doing your laps there at a discounted speed. I'll go ahead and drop you down in your team chat. And your team chat's name was Yeah Broadcasting. Is that correct?
No, up in Hell Yeah Racing tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Racing. All right. 10-4, Scotty. Thanks for the interview.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff.
There you have it, folks. That was Scotty Brown in the number 30 car. Always nice to talk to him. Again, he is the owner of Yeah Broadcasting, who does broadcast the races for Elite Championship Racing League on Monday nights in their truck series. If you take a look at the top left of the screen here, you'll see in blue the league website, where you can also find out more about all the series that they run, how to get involved. There's a lot of extras with the Elite Championship Racing League. You can be team owners, you can hire drivers. It's like the full role-playing NASCAR. It's like your NASCAR dream played out in the Elite Championship Racing League. They have the biggest rule book in iRacing, I believe, but it's a good read. You'll definitely want to take a look at it, and maybe you'll find a home here with the Elite Championship Racing League. We have seen a lead change. You got the number 31 of Douglas Hess, who now is leading John Caudle, with the number 69 of Bordney behind him, first, second, and third, and the always fast Joseph Thice in fourth. So we will work our way back down through the field once again. Give the sponsors a little bit of airtime. So we'll just go through. We'll take a look at some of these paint schemes while they are running single file. And just as I say that, you can see in the back there two pop up on the high line. But you got Douglas Hess in first, 07 at Caudle behind him. Bordney in third. You see the number 1 car coming up alongside, trying to make that outside line work. I am showing the number 1 car as a lap down, though. Or 2 laps down, I'm sorry. And behind him you have the 92 of... It escaped me for a minute there. Bruce Ackerman in that Regis vehicle. Got Joe Theis in that 03 Hendricks cars, looking good. Fifth, you got Michael Kenner. 72 of O'Connor. Jordan Mackey in that 82 Iowa State ride. He's currently in 7th. Stephen Massey in 8th. Anthony Fitchner in a group behind them, about 7 seconds behind. So a couple different groups there. You got Scott Hunsinger pushing 87. Behind him, Josh Shua Sheets. And Earl James, now number 39 cars, back with another pack. So kind of like 3 packs going on right now. There's that 3rd pack right there I was talking about. 13, 14, 15, and 16. And back to the leaders. As you can see, the high line beginning to take shape here. So we may actually see a little bit of racing here, folks. Daytona Under the Lights, it's one of those special events like I was talking about earlier, but apparently I was muted. Daytona is one of those tracks where you can win everywhere else, but if you don't win Daytona, it's always going to be like that needle just pushing in your side. As we're about to go 3 wide with the 92, 69, and number 1, there's definitely space to do it, and there's definitely talent with those 3 there, so no worries with them going 3 wide. Couldn't have been nothing more than a heat change. We are at lap 54, so we should start seeing some green flag stops again. shortly. But like I was talking about, Daytona is one of those tracks where you can win at every other place. But if you can't get that Daytona win, everyone's always going to keep asking, when are you going to get that win? And we're going to have our first caution of the night, folks. So caution is out, so that gives me the chance to say somebody ran out of town instantly. I believe that was 31 was involved in that. I don't know that he started it, but we will take a look. May not have been 30. Looking for it. Where did it happen? Oh, I wasn't set up for it. There's a 92. I believe it happened somewhere around here. We are looking at a replay right now, folks. Well. Maybe it was the 74 of Michael Kinner. Oh, we may have gotten it. Well, we know the one was involved, so we'll go to him. So let's back this up now. Alright, so we're on board with the number 1. I don't know that he started it, but he was part of it, so we're going to take a look. One's coming up a long time. Oh, somebody turns the 03 of Joseph Dice. Let's go ahead and get back. And we'll take a different look. Let's see what happens to him. He gets pushed. It looks like maybe just a little bit too much pushing. Oh yeah, he gets turned. And that is definitely going to end his night. We'll take another look at it. It's Paul, though. I believe that may be the 72 behind him. Let me take a look. Let's take a look from another angle, folks, so I can get this right. Yeah, that's number 72. Let's see. Looks like a little racing incident there. We'll go ahead and ride on board with the 72 and see what that looks like from his vantage point. Here we go. Yep, just got a little bit too much into him, and took him out. A few different looks, just Murphy's Law, just couldn't fit all those cars in one spot. Oh man! So a lot of cars there. Let's go back to live coverage, where John Caldwell is our current race leader. I'm sorry, it looks like Douglas Hess is our race leader. Lap 56 of 85. So you should start seeing some guys coming down pit road, I believe. Yeah, a few guys going to be coming down, getting some repairs, getting some fuel. Some of them will even taking some tires, but should be good. We'll let this flesh out a little bit, and we will talk to some of these drivers about what happened. So, but if you getting some repairs done, and getting some fuel, getting some tires, things of that nature. But back out to the front there. Looks like, who do we got out there? We got Chad Engel out there. So we'll see here. We'll let this roll through here, and then maybe we'll get some interviews here in a few seconds. But this is Daytona Under the Lights. This is our first caution of the night here, 57 laps in. And without a doubt, it's been a fairly orderly race, except for the one incident on pit road. And then what looked like a racing incident to me, just too many cars going for the same spot at one time. One car gets turned, and a few cars get collected. So I just see one of the cars going down pit road right now. So let's see if old John is able to be dragged into our booth here and see if we can get to talk to him. If he's going to be available. I don't know if he will be. Looking for John Caldwell. I got John Caldwell. He's in Justin Bland Racing. So. John Caldwell, Jeffrey Ford in the Ford Entertainment Group broadcasting booth. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Good, man.
Hey, man, you're up front.
Yeah, we finally got it back out front, back up here.
Man, good long green flag racing there. The only incident that we had earlier was a pit stop incident, but guys went most of the way here under green. Finally got a caution. You find yourself up front. You got any buddies with you? Or are you running solo up there?
My closest buddy's back in 7th, but we're going to try and pan something out here. I hope it works.
10-4.
I think we are a little bit short on fuel, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the fuel window, I'm guessing, is about, what, 27, 28?
Yep.
Yeah, 10-4. So, yeah, you guys are about to go green here, so I don't want to hold you up too long. But good luck in the race here, John, and hopefully we'll be talking to you here shortly.
I hope so too, man. Thank you.
10-4, I'm going to put you right back. All right, pace car drops. And John Caldwell, who we were just talking to, is our current race leader, being pushed by Stephen Massey at number 97 and the 31 of Douglas Hess behind him. And then, of course, you got the number 82 and that Iowa State car, Jordan Mackey, in 4th. So we do have 26 laps remaining, and you're going to see, and you're going to go ahead and see these guys start making a few more moves with the time dwindling down. You did hear the 07 of John Caldwell say he's not quite sure if he's got enough fuel, so we'll be waiting to see if he starts slowing down before he's supposed to a little later on. So looking back in the field here, still single file most of the way through. You got the 69 of David Bordney. He's coming up top there, seeing if he can get any bites on that high line, someone to go with him. You heard Scotty Brown talking about earlier where you can get that side draft working as you get a little bit closer. So I did notice last night when Scotty Brown, or when Bordney was riding that high line, he was able to maintain for a good long time. So that side draft does work, but there's no substitute for having another driver with you. But as you can see, he's just falling back. Everybody's electing to stay on that lower line for now. And that's one of the risks of popping out there. If someone doesn't come out with you, or if you don't have friends or teammates, you get stuck out there to dry, you're going to fall back. Currently, we are showing 14 on the lead lap right now. 14. Go ahead and jump up into blimp cam. As you can see, a few of them going around the track there. And they're coming around turns 3 and 4 now. To complete lap 62. You see the field coming to the start-finish line now. You see the Ada Bergen go by. The 07 of John Caudle, still your race leader. Stephen Massey behind him. Douglas Hess behind him. We are at lap 63. Let's see if that fuel is going to hold out for the 07. I myself have ran out of gas coming off of turn 4 twice this season. One of them I was still able to win, and one of them I did not. That wasn't here in ECRL, but they can come down to fuel mileage, and looks like, judging by the responses that the 07 was giving me, it could be his cross to bear tonight. But let's hope not. I'm hoping for a good race here at the end. Stephen Massey is sitting in the bridesmaid spot, which is, as most people believe, the best spot to be. So we'll see how it plays out. As you can see, these guys are, they just ride right up on each other's bumper. You can see that right there. And that gives them the push. But the person doing the pushing has to be careful because he can get a little bit warm. And if he gets a little bit warm, he's going to have to step out, let that air get into that radiator, cool that water down, and then he can go back in. But when he does that, he's going to lose a little speed, and the car behind him is going to lose a little speed, and that gaggle of cars you see behind Stephen Massey right now will make their way up in past him. So, great camera shot there. Love that shot right there. You can see these cars. You can see how fast they're going and how close these guys are driving. You can see David Bortney getting right up on Stephen Massey right now, who for the moment has taken the lead. So we do have a lead change right now, lead change. And as you see right now, Mr. Bortney is looking to get a good outside or inside run there. Not Bortney, I'm sorry. John Caudle. So you kind of see a little gap there between the 31 and the 82. What that's going to do is that's going to allow that top line to get a run coming across the start-finish line here. So as you can see, 97 was able to step out. However, most likely 97 isn't going to go down into that bottom lane until his partner, the number 69, also clears the 07. So there's a little bit of communication going on amongst these drivers in cases like that, especially if they're teammates. They have channels like that. But it looked like 97 was content with just taking the lead there, and you'll probably see the number 69 start to slowly fade until somebody comes and gives him a little help. He does have the number 92 car there, Bruce Ackerman, behind him, who will catch his fall per se and be able to push him back to the lead, or not to lead, but push him forward. So let's get on board the number 61 car there of Josh Sheets and just go around one time and see what it looks like from his cockpit. Again, this is Josh Sheets out of Georgia, as you can see there. doing a good job. But you can see these guys, you can't take a break with your focus. I mean, they are nose to tail, door to door, for basically 85 laps. So these guys are sweating now. They're gripping that steering wheel. For those of you who may be watching for the first time who don't know much about iRacing, these guys have pretty much race setups at their house, and the wheels have what's called force feedback, meaning they have life to them. They have strength, they have power, and it looks like we're going to get a bird's eye view of a crash. Well, there you go, folks. There is your second caution of the night. Let's take a look. We're going to take a look here. Hopefully I didn't jinx it, but we're going to stay on board with Josh Sheets, and we will see exactly what happened. This one is going to be the big one. Here we go, folks. Looks like the 97 got pushed by the 07. Let's take a look at this. Let's get on board with the 07. And we'll just, let's get on board with Bordney. And that way we'll be able to see exactly what happened in front. So, let's take a look here. We're getting there, folks. Here we go. Let's watch. Yep, so the 07 just gets into Stephen Massey and turns him, and then the rest is going to be history. Let's watch this unfold. Ooh, a lot of cars involved. A lot of cars involved. Man. Woo. Look at that. That is probably... Look at that mess. Almost sadistic watching it this many times. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, a lot of torn up cars there, folks. It's going to be interesting to see how many cars are left on. Man, pit crews have got a lot to do. A lot of damage to fix. There's only 14 laps left. I did see 87, the number 87 spinning around as well. I believe a lot of these guys are going to be probably done for tonight. Looks like the 87 of Thitchner, he just went ahead and got some fuel. Going to run this out. But lots of cars took damage there. You see some cars coming off, smoke. I mean, a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble tonight. A lot of trouble, folks. Right now, I'm showing your top 5 is Thitchner, Russell, Salcy, O'Connor, and Massey. Of course, that's going to shake up a little bit for sure. We're going to pause for a small break, small commercial break, and we'll be right back, folks. Welcome back to Daytona, folks, where you are watching the Elite Championship Racing League, sponsored by Pitstop Designs. This is the Coke 085 at Daytona International Speedway, where we just witnessed the second caution of the night, and it was the big one, folks. Looks like just about every car was involved. Right now we find ourselves with Anthony Fitchner. I'm showing him currently in the lead. Looks like there's a couple cars smoking out on the track. Probably just trying to get as many laps in as they can before they serve their meatball and are out of the race. So let's see if we can get a talk, a little chat with Anthony, and see what he thinks so far of the race tonight. So we'll go ahead and try to pull him in and get a chat with him. See if we can pull him in, if I can find him. Anthony, where are you, sir? Oh, he's up in the main lobby, so let's go ahead and pull him down. Uh-oh. Anthony, Jeffrey Ford Entertainment Group. How you doing tonight, bud?
All right, man.
Man, everything was going smooth for a lot of laps, aside from an early pit stop incident, and then finally we got the dreaded big one. We saw you spinning around there, doing a few 360s, but it didn't look like you took a whole lot of damage. But you find yourself right now in the race lead. You gonna be able to hold old Frank off?
Oh boy, I don't know, man. We'll see. Just gonna hold the bottom. Hope for the best. I'm just glad to be here right now because I thought the race was over. I mean, I lost the pack a while back. Had an incident in the first pit stop under green there, hit Bergie, then got ass smashed in the back. So it was bad. I had like 19 seconds of damage. We got all that fixed and repaired. Just gonna try to hold them off. Not gonna do nothing stupid, man. Like I said, a top 5 be happy with. So
Right.
Just gonna keep it there.
Right now I'm showing 7 guys on the lead lap. Are any of those 7 guys, are any of them part of Haters Make Us Famous, or are you pretty much solo tonight?
Stephen Massey, 97, but I think he has engine damage.
Yeah, he was smoking. He was smoking, so he's likely not going to be able to keep pace.
Our guys got taken out pretty early. Thomas Lattimore, he's going to finish 24th tonight, 43 laps down.
Yeah. Jerome Gustin got in some trouble.
Joey Stats is a lap down. I think he's looking for one more caution so he can get back to the lead lap.
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, we are going around turns 3 and turns 4, Anthony, so I'm going to go ahead and throw you back up into the main lobby there, and maybe we'll talk to you in a little bit for a podium finish. There you are, folks. Anthony Fitchner, current race leader. He said he's going to hold the bottom line there, and hopefully he can hold them off. We'll see. Pace car is about to drop. So, Anthony Fitchner was our pole sitter of the night, and he finds himself in first now. A little bit of damage earlier from an earlier pit stop incident. And now he finds himself in the lead with 12 to go. Now is the time for, well, there's only 7 drivers, so looks like there's going to be a group of 5. These 5 right here are going to be battling it out for the win, it looks like. It's going to be interesting to see where the 3-car line is going to be and where the 2-car line is going to be. We're pretty much going to see 2 lines form here, and it's pretty much the line that takes on the number 40 is probably going to be the faster line, but it looks like number 40 may have gotten some earlier damage because it doesn't look like he can quite catch up, but we'll see. But that's for your race right there, folks. 1st through 5th. That is your race, and we're going to stay right on board with them right now. Jason O'Connor's the current race leader. And you can see the cars coming up behind him right now. So they suck right up. There's going to be no give now. There's only 9 laps left. Well, this is lap 75, so there's 10 laps left. As they're going across the start-finish line now. So you're going to start seeing some moves being made on the top line, the bottom line. Right now, the last thing these guys want to do is have some sort of incident, because no matter what happens, these guys got a top 5, and they're probably voicing that to each other as well. Looks like Anthony got a little bit loose there. You can see Anthony's fantastic looking Jim Beam car there. Doesn't look too bad. Not too bad. He did spin out on that last caution, but it wasn't enough to hurt him. Doesn't look like. Looks like number 39 car, Earl James, is ending his night. He's going down into the pits now. Either that or he's got to get some fuel. But current top 5, folks. Current top 5 as they sit now is Jason O'Connor, Josh Southey, Anthony Fitchner, Justin Bland, and Frank Russell. So what looked like a pretty uneventful caution-free night turned out to have a little bit of excitement here at the end, including the big one. You can see that top line starting to form now. And like I said, once that 40 gets up there, whoever he chooses to push will likely be the fastest line. The more cars you have, the faster you're going. As you see, got a slower car on the bottom there, just that 07 who was running up front, but obviously he got into a little bit of trouble, unable to keep pace. So the 65 of Justin Bland and Anthony Fitchner are making that top line work right now. We'll have to see coming out of turns 3 and 4 if they're able to hold it, versus 24 and 72 are able to go ahead and push by. All things even, the top line or the outside line generally is a touch faster, but you can be a little more consistent on the lower line. But if you can get 2 good guys driving that top line against 2 guys on the bottom line, that top line, or that outside line, like I said, all things considered, is the faster line. The question is, once Anthony clears to 72, is he going to leave Justin Bland out to dry, or is he going to stay up there and pull him with him? Now that number 24 is not quite sucked up the way he needed to be, a little bit further back there, so they're going to give up a little more space. Lap 80, we're going by the number 2 car there, Chad Engel, showing him 3 laps down. But let's see, I don't know who's going to win it. Yeah, a couple guys in the chat there. Trevor saying that Caudle's not feeling too good about that last one. Nah, I bet he's not. I guarantee he's not. These guys here, they're all friends, but they're competitive as well. They all want to win. No, I don't blame them. Riding on board right now with Anthony Fitchner. And you can see the top 5 cars there. I mean, I'm looking at the times here, and all the way back to Frank Russell is less than a half a second. Top 4 is only a tenth of a second behind, so that also shows you the amount of time these guys have to react if something happens in front of them. No time. So that's why you see the big one here in Daytona. Thanks for everybody watching the broadcast tonight. We are probably a lap or 2 ahead of the broadcast right now. I'm showing 81 laps. We're on lap 81 of 85 live. So, those of you out there in YouTube land, if you're paying attention, and you're signed in and can comment in the comment box, tell me who you think is going to win. Is Anthony going to be able to pull it off with Justin pushing him? Or is the number 3 and number 4 car, or the 3rd place and 4th place car of Jason O'Connor and Josh Southey going to be able to pull it off? That's the question, folks. This is lap 83, folks. So 2 more to go once they hit the start-finish line. You're going to see the 24 and 72 go up top. I don't know who's got friends and who doesn't here, but I've got to believe that at some point the 65 is going to go high, and someone's going to go with him and someone's not. It looked like the 72 did not go with Mr. Bland, but the number 24 did. So at this point, they have their dance partner. You got who you got right now. There's going to be no changing. This is lap 84. They got 1 more to go. The white flag is going to drop when they hit the start-finish line, and you're going to see guys start making whatever moves they got left, because time has run out. The fat lady is singing. There's nowhere else to go. Their door slamming. Anthony gets into him, so he's no longer a part of this. It does slow down Justin Bland as well. So right now we have a 2-car battle for the lead. This is going to be exciting. We're going to catch it all right now, folks. Right now. This is the last lap. You got Josh Sushi in front of the 74. All bets are off, and they are absolutely going for it, folks. Here you go. This is it, folks. Riding on board with the 74. Or the 72. They're coming around, turns 3 and 4. He's not going to have enough to get by him. So that is how it is going to end right there. 24 Josh Salcy is going to be your Daytona International Coke 85 winner. This is race number 19. 24 has punched his ticket into the chase if he didn't have a prior win. And we've seen a little bit of everything there. A little bit of everything in there. Unfortunately, Fitchner and Bland got into it. A little door slam earlier. But there you go, folks. Your race winner is Joshua Salcy. There he is, folks. There is your winner. Again, this is the Elite Championship Racing League. Sponsored by Pitstop Designs. It's the Coke 085 at Daytona International Speedway. And there's your winner. Number 24 of Josh Salcy. We'll stay on board with the number 24 there, let him do his burn down, and then we'll get a chance to talk to the top 3 drivers. In first with Josh Salcy, second Jason O'Connor, and third the number 40 of Frank Russell. So, burn it down there, 24. You deserve it. There he goes. Burn him down, brother. You deserved it. Great win. Uh-oh. Burning that mother down. He's going to have to save a little bit of the that rubber to get back to pit road. But, yeah, he's smoking him down. Great job tonight, number 24. He did what he needed to do to be there at the end, and that's all you can ask for. And he gave himself a shot. So, this is Jeffrey Ford, Ford Entertainment Group. We're going to cut for a commercial break, and we will be right back. back here at Daytona International Speedway. This is the Elite Championship Racing League's rendition of the Coke 85, sponsored by Pitstop Design. We do have our top 3 drivers available to communicate to. And first up in third, Frank Russell. We got a copy, sir, in that number 40 Maxwell House. Frank, we got a copy? All right, we'll let Frank work out some of the issues that he has there, and we'll come back to him. We're going to go to the number 72 of Jason O'Connor. Jason, do I have you on there?
Yes, sir, right here.
All right, Jason. We're going to talk to Jason first. He came out in second there. Jason, tell us a little bit how your night went.
Well, it was going real good. Made it through the first round of pit stops. Everything was good except for that little mayhem on the pit road there. But got through that all right. Came back up to the field there. And then we had a blinker in front of Joseph. And he checked up. And I kind of got hit in the back a little bit. And I tried to go high. And that didn't work. And I ended up taking him out. So I was the first DOL. And then just kept going. Had a little damage. And, luckily enough, everybody wrecked in that big one. And it put me in position there at the end.
Yeah, you bring up a good point there. Everyone will say Daytona's a little bit of a crapshoot, and to some extent it is, because you don't have a whole lot of time to react. But you have to put yourself in a spot to win at the end, and you were able to do that, Jason. Now, my question is, once you saw Bland and Anthony get into it, and Anthony had to gather up his car and scrub some speed off of Justin there, at that point, it became a two-man race between yourself and the number 24. So, tell me, what were you thinking at that point? Did you think that you had a decent shot being in the bridesmaid position, or what was going through your mind?
Well, when I see Anthony get into Bland, I just wasn't going to lift. I knew Anthony was going to come back down to protect the position. But I just wasn't going to lift. I was going to hold my ground, and I did. And Josh, he got a run. He was on my high side there, and he just had a little less damage than I did. But I'm super pumped for him. He definitely deserved it. He earned it. And like you said, we both put ourselves in the position there at the end there. And so, if I'm going to lose to somebody, I'm glad it was Josh.
There you go, Jason. Good commentary there. Everyone's friends here in the league, and it's good to hear you say some kind words about the driver to finish in front of you. So, Jason, anyone you want to give a shout-out to, anyone you want to give thanks to, and what can we expect from you next week, sir?
I got to thank Mama. She watches every week. She's watching right now. I got to watch my buddy. Thank my buddy Richard. He's watching from England. Got to thank the league. Got to thank you for putting this on. Got to thank all the drivers, and it was a good, fun race. And congratulations to Josh. I'm proud of him.
All right, there, Jason. I gotta ask. Next week we're in Kentucky, so you gonna be drinking any of that good Kentucky bourbon?
Not for one of these events.
I hear you, buddy. So good luck for the remainder of the season, and again, good luck, good job on getting that second place finish there. So there you go, folks. Number 72, Jason O'Connor.
Thank you, guys.
Frank might be back.
Do you guys hear me now?
All right. It looks like we do have communications with Frank. Frank, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. First time in the booth. Thanks for having me.
All right. So you found your way to the booth. Well, that's good to see. We were commenting on your fantastic looking number 40 Maxwell House car there. You were able to, like I was talking to Jason earlier, you were able to put yourself in position to get a chance, just to have that shot here in Daytona. And you were there at the end. You were just far enough back where when you saw Justin Bland and Anthony get into it, that you were able to move around those two cars. What were you thinking? Did you see that starting to develop in front of you?
Yeah, I actually started at second on that last restart, but I'm a single car team, so I got hung out a little bit. So I witnessed everything. When Anthony, I didn't think he was going to come back on. He saved it, and he still had a lot of momentum, but I was able to get by him.
Yeah, it was a fantastic save by Anthony. And great driving by you all night. You were in a lot of screenshots tonight. You did a fantastic job. One of the things that I was talking about was there was 5 cars. Pretty much it was between all 5 of you guys. And at some point, I knew the top line was going to form. There's going to be 2 up top and there's going to be 2 up bottom. And then there was Frank Russell, the 5th car in behind. And I'm thinking to myself, Frank's in 5th spot. However, he's going to have a role in who wins this, because whichever line you were going to choose was going to be the line that was going to go fastest. We didn't never get to see that exactly happen, but let's just play hypothetically that didn't happen. Were you going to take the top line or the low line, or were you going to let it play out and decide at the last second?
To be honest with you, my goal when we started, I didn't think they were down low. They went right by me. But Jason's a good driver. I figured if I could just get to his bumper, he's solid connection, I was going to try. But I never really caught them. Once they took off, and I just kind of had to watch them bang the doors there. But yeah, that was my goal, to try to get up there. But the draft didn't allow me to do that.
Well, you did enough tonight to get a podium finish, and anytime you're talking to me at the end of the night, that means you did very well. I do see it's your rookie season, and next week we're going to Kentucky. How do you like your chances in Kentucky? How do you think you'll fare there?
Well, there's definitely tough competition here, and anytime I finish in the top 15, I'm happy. So I'm going to give it my best shot. I do want to give a shout out to Earl James. He definitely worked with me most of the night when we were in the back, just staying solid. So he definitely helped me out to get me where I was today. All
right, folks. There you go, Frank Russell. And one last thing before we go, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just Earl. Just Earl James.
Just Earl?
That's all.
There you go. Frank Russell, tonight's third place finisher in the 40 Maxwell House. And now we're going to move on to tonight's race winner. Mr. Salcy, do we got a copy?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Hey, man, there you are. The number 24 DuPont car up front at Daytona under the lights. How's that feel, brother?
Oh, it's awesome, man. I don't know if the train paint's ever loaded up, but I was actually in the Pepsi Billion car. I figured it would be a little bit of a funny joke to be in the 600 race in a Pepsi scheme. So
there you go. Yeah, we are looking at your Pepsi Billion car right now, sir, and it does look like a fantastic car, I might add. So here we are. We're going along in the race. We get to like lap 50 something. It goes green the whole time. We get a few packs, that broke off. We had a lead pack, we had a middle pack, and somewhat of a last pack, but we have some pit stops. We have a little bit of trouble in pit stops, and then we start having some cautions. Tell me how your night went from that first caution on.
Well, it kind of hurt me and kind of helped me at the same time. Right at the start of the race, actually pre-race, I'm filling in for Nick Olson and Chad Ingles on his team, so we're already teammates. We're going to work together. We decided to work with Justin Bland Racing, even though we couldn't get a hold of Justin. So we're working with John Caudle and Ronnie Norman. Shout out to those guys. And unfortunately for Chad, he got shuffled right off the start. And Ronnie and I worked together pretty much the whole race till he got caught up in that wreck. And we were going along, saving fuel, looking really, really good on the fuel game. I don't know how the leaders were doing. I know they had to start saving a bunch, but it looked like they waited too long. So I think they were going to be short, which would have put us in a good position to probably get a top 5, depending on who actually saved and who didn't. But based on the first round of pit stops, where a lot of guys pit on like lap 26, lap 27, they were going to be short on fuel. That wasn't enough to get them to the end. And we pitted on 29 coming to 30. So I knew we were going to be a few laps to the good. And that caution come out, and it was, right there on the edge of the window. So we were all riding around, clutching it, killing the motor, and sitting there debating back and forth. Do we go in and top on it? Do we not? And decided to stay out track position. It was too important. And we're just riding along. And unfortunately, I think John Caudle got into somebody, created that whole mess. And I was one of the few fortunate ones enough to get through it. Got like 17 seconds worth of front end damage. And from there, the chase was on. There was only about 4 or 5 of us, at the end that had a chance at winning this. And to be honest with you, I thought it was Justin's race to lose because he had to start in the pits and he was a lap down. He got his lap back with that caution. He didn't have any damage, so his car was smoking fast.
Right.
And it was just going to be a fact whether or not he could play the strategy right. And I tried to help Jason for all I could, and then they formed up on the high line and got by us. And at that point, I knew I couldn't sit in the bottom lane and push those two and do nothing, so I tried to work with Justin.
Alrighty. Well, like you were talking about a little bit earlier about the fuel mileage gain. I was talking to a few of the other drivers, and you are right. There were a few guys who did not know if they were going to be able to finish it. But you were able to stay out front there. Anthony and Justin did get into it. It became a 2-car race there at the last 2 laps. You were able to hold off the number 72. I do see a little bit of damage on the front end of your car. He had a little bit of damage. It was a great race. It's the first win for the number 24 car in the A Cup Series. I do believe it is. And congratulations on the win here in Daytona Under the Lights, Josh. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, or just
yeah, man, for sure. First and foremost, before I even thank anyone else, I got to thank my wife. It's her birthday, and she so graciously let me get on here and race. So big shout out to her. Happy birthday, babe. Love you. And, I don't get to race too many of these Wednesday races. I think I might have done 2 before now. Both those races, I finished 4th just outside of getting interviewed by you. So I was scratching and clawing to hopefully get an interview. And fun fact, this is my first Cup win in ECR, so I'm really pumped about that. I never would have saw it coming at a restrictor plate because I absolutely hate the Cup package at restrictor plates. But, the right position, right time. Jason run me clean. We have a lot of fun racing against each other, NIS and everything else. So I definitely appreciate that. And the only thing I could do is hope to clear him after that dust settled. And I was fortunate enough to get by him, and I hope he wasn't able to get to my outside and side draft, which luckily he wasn't able to. But I want to give a shout to Nick Olson, letting me run in his car on his hiatus. Definitely Chad Engel, everyone else that I worked with tonight. You for broadcasting. I love watching the broadcast backs, even your other alter ego segments. ECR for sure. Pitstop Designs. Everyone in this league that shows up every week and does what they do, and they try to make the job as easy as possible. And myself and the other admins, we appreciate the loyalty and the respect that everyone has on the track. So big shout out to everyone tonight. We almost went green, but it's a restrictor plate. Things are going to happen, and I don't know when the next time I'll be able to get back on the track and the Cup car is, but I certainly look forward to it.
All right, Josh. There you go, folks. There's your top 3: Josh Salcy, Jason O'Connor, and Frank Russell. Thank you guys for your time tonight.
Thank you.
All right, folks. We're going to run down the top 10 of tonight's race here at Daytona International Speedway, presented by Elite Championship Racing League and sponsored by Pitstop Designs. And if you need any designs, you can always count on Joey Stats, JoeyStaats. Private message him, and he will get you your Pitstop Designs graphics that you might need. So, without further ado, first you got Josh Salcy, second Jason O'Connor, third number 40 of Frank Russell, fourth Anthony Thitchner, fifth Justin Bland, sixth Jordan Mackey, 46 of Ed Adams in seventh, Joey Stats in eighth, Daniel Reese in ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Chad Engel. I am Jeffrey Ford. This is the Ford Entertainment Group, and we will see you next week at the same time in Kentucky. You guys take care and have a good night.